Quiet on set. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Let's Poddy podcast with your host, Benji Weatherly. It's the podcast where you learn absolutely nothing.
All right, well, here we go. We got Let's Poddy episode 12, 13, 14. We don't care. But I have, someone that was on my second or third podcast and had probably some of my best feedback. A lot of people said that me and you seemed like we knew each other and stuff, and I had a good report. So I figured why not make more uncomfortable moments and talk about for one, we're shamelessly presenting Solento in your lips. And tell a little bit about Solento. I mean, I know the story Todd and a few of us have talked about, but what's Solento tequila and why are you trying to get people drunk?
Yeah, I'm stoked to have this episode brought to you by Solento. But for me, Solento, is a journey that actually started way back when we started making things. As a filmmaker, I was pretty green. I didn't really know what I was doing, and I was learning on the job. But my interests were capturing the best action. And so doing that, working with you guys, Kelly, Rob, all the crew, I learned how to be a filmmaker. And from there, I wanted to really push my skills and sort of go beyond just capturing action and make something that captured the feeling of travel and that sort of beauty of that, and made Sipping Jet Streams and these other films. And then from there, I felt like I went through that journey of discovering new waves and capturing that to telling the story of different sort of similarities between people and the sort of connections around the world, and so made a film called Proximity and I really got inspired by that idea. And being a filmmaker nowadays is a tough gig. It's hard to get sponsors or it's hard to get commercials to do that. So, I started doing a little bit of creative advising and stuff, and I started to really think about what I'm advising and how that fits my values, and I circled it all back to I'll create a brand that stands for everything I believe in, and with the message of really bringing community together, inspiring people to be more present and just add value to someone's lives. And so that's when I really sort of honed in on when are those moments. And for me, a lot of the best moments were, with friends in New York, Todd DeCercio being one of them. Or just these little dinner parties where we're sharing stories of the past and we're catching up. And I wanted to sort of create something that would inspire those moments.
So it had nothing to do with George Clooney.
George Clooney.
You saw him having too much fun on his motorcycle?
Yeah, exactly.
I did too. I was a little jelly too.
So the idea though, not to go too long on Solento, but the idea is sometimes alcohol could be a negative, and I wanted to have a positive spin on it where we're not drinking in excess, we're drinking actually to connect more.
It definitely makes sense because I keep gaining weight, and it's usually because I'm not drinking tequila, and it's such good tequila too. And it does look like a perfume bottle, so a lot of the girls that come over to the house are always like, God, you really like perfume. And I'm like, nah, I don't. But I do like that new, are we even allowed to talk about it?
What's that?
The double, triple,
extra anejo. Yeah.
Are we allowed to talk about it?
You can talk about it, yeah.
Well, so I really like alcohol. Okay, just gonna say is this AA? Okay, but he's got a triple anejo that's about to drop. I think in a few months or a year.
Yeah, it's going to be a limited edition one, and it's coming out at the end of the year, so it's going to be a fun little drop.
It's really cool looking too, by the way.
Yeah, it's all black.
It's a black. Is it a ceramic? What is that?
It's glass, but it's black, and it's.
Do I have to do I go on the waiting list for one of those? How does it work?
We'll hook you up thanks to all your.
Yeah,
marketing.
The trouble is there's not enough in those bottles. I go through them way too quick.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to do a big gulp size.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been rad to watch it grow so quick, and to support your friends that are putting out good alcohol is really not that hard. If you made bad tequila, I'd still probably drink it. So it's nice that it's good, and it's just cool to see what you've done with this festival. To be honest, like we just finished wrapping up. When I say us, I did absolutely nothing. But he just wrapped up. It was actually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5-day festival.
Yeah.
And you guys did a surf contest in the middle of that. You had 3 nights at La Paloma, which if you guys don't know La Paloma, it's like our Greek theater for surfing. What else went on in that festival that you want to talk about? I mean,
yeah, you know, the whole idea of it is sort of like what I was talking about before of even creating Solento. It's adding value to the community and making something that hopefully creates a memory, because I feel like those memories that are special and unique bond us together. Yeah. And I think like nowadays, like we just, especially with movies, we're watching them on our phone. And in California, we're in our cars driving around and we're not really seeing people the same as like I noticed when I was in New York. And so the idea is like, what will bring people together in a fun way so that we are doing things in a group and sharing these moments and participating together and having fun. And, you know, my wheelhouse is surfing and surf films and who I know, and having friends participate. Your stand-up comedy was awesome. We had great conversations with the Momentum crew.
Let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, honestly, we had the main night of it was Saturday night, and we had Rob and Kelly and Kalani and Pat O'Connell, I guess, was up in the rafters hiding from us. Timmy Curran's, appearance was probably the highlight of the whole show. I mean, Timmy Curran is the most humble little jerk, and it was so nice to honor him that night, and just it was such a, I got to say, it was probably one of the best days I've ever had in my life. I got to do stand-up in front of all my best friends, and then I got to hang out with all my heroes and best friends, and you giving us all the questions, and just that whole thing was so much fun, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah, it was, you know, like just Tim Curran. A lot of us have got plenty of credit over the years.
Yeah. Milking the cat. Oh my God!
I had a slip on stage. I meant to say we're milking the cow one more time, but I said milking the cat by accident.
I'm totally gonna show the photo. I'm sorry, but it was such a funny moment because my favorite thing about comedy and humor is when the joke comes around again. And that night it came around like 20 times, and then Timmy sending that photo. Ooh, that made me laugh. It made me happy, but it was one of the funniest nights. Just seeing how excited Kelly is to have those moments really, really shows the kind of character that guy has. He's, you know, if either one of us were as famous and who he is, I would be living in Afghanistan under a rock, probably doing crystal meth. I mean, that's always been my dream, and I've never been famous enough.
Afghanistan under a rock?
Yes. I mean, that seems like a dream life. But Kelly, he just seems to like, hey, I want to go to the Maldives and beat all my friends at surfing, and I want to go to the Film Festival and be cooler than everybody. Everything about him is just so lit, as they say. It's insane. Then he shows up the next day, and it looked like he was ripping. I mean, he was ripping.
He was ripping. And Timmy went on to win the comp.
That's so cool. He won.
And we just did some fun comps down at the beach. It was like you started out with 30 people in the water at once, 30-minute heat, and one wave, and it counts. So if you catch a bad wave and it dies, then you're bummed, or you catch one.
But you only get one score.
One score, okay. One wave. So take some pressure off, because a lot of people went, "Oh, I just."
That's kind of my. That should have been.
You
my
would have
content.
done good.
30 minutes, one wave.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I probably would have fallen asleep, but
yeah.
Definitely my kind of event, one and done.
But yeah,
you should call it the one and done.
That's funny.
That's actually good.
Yeah. Well, Timmy went on to win it, so it's sort of Timmy's weekend, and I'm stoked for him because, like I said, he's the most underrated progressive surfer. He invented some aerials that people today use constantly, and no one ever mentions them.
No, it's 100% true. Someone said, "Oh, you sent the photo of the Momentum crew," and my girlfriend's like, "Where's Timmy?" And I go, he sent the photo, but he's not in it. Oh, the other thing about Timmy, we were in the Momentum generation, the one in Santa Monica, where all the celebrities came out, red carpet, and I'm walking to the restroom in my stupid suit, like thinking I'm cool, like whatever, and I look up in the audience, Dan Malloy, Timmy Curran, And I see him up at the top of in just the crowd, just sitting there watching the movie like a jerk, right? And I go, guys, what is happening? And I go like this, and they come over to me, and they're all, we're just such big fans, like, and I'm all, what? I'm like, big fans? I'm like, you're the guy, like, whatever. And I just remember that in my head forever is going to be looking up at the fans. All of us are getting, like, kissed, and everyone's taking pictures of us, and we're so cool. And the guy that's just as, I think, better than all of us is sitting up in the crowd, just sitting there with his hand.
So do you have regrets for not putting him in the movie?
Well, if I made the movie, I would have not put him in either, because he makes me look bad. And he's, I don't know. He's closer to God than me, and I don't like that either. But I don't know. I just think he's such a humble. That was so embarrassing when he's just like, I'm just honored to be here with you guys. I was like, shut up and be cocky or something. You're so good at surfing, But yeah, what a legend, and what a cool night. And the festival. The cool thing about your festival is this is year 2, and by year 10, it's going to be the biggest thing going in the world. And that's what's so exciting is when I see stuff like that, it grows. I mean, you're going to have, I don't even know what bands are going to be playing at year 10, but it is such a cool thing. I left because I was sweating so much from doing the stand-up comedy. That was horrible. But Kelly and Rob played? What happened? Who ended up playing music that night?
So Pivot played that night.
Oh, damn it.
Warmed up, and Rob sort of did a cool little intro for it. And then, like the whole thing is we wanted to have music because that's how the first Momentum premieres had like Sprung Monkey and Pennywise and Unwritten Law and Blink, and it was all part of it. And so now we have we had Emily Afton, and we had Low Volts and Pivot, and then at the beach we had Aqua Dolls and Wild Lotus. So it was like really cool bands and just all, I'd
have to get Pennywise there next year just for a
They were in
special
Europe.
appearance.
They would have done it, and Sprung was considered. But like, I'll have those guys in it. Our 50-year anniversary, Milking the Cat.
Jeez, we're gonna milk that kitty. You know what's crazy though is we still got a couple more good years in us. Like Kelly's never gonna quit.
I know he's extending the whole story.
He's the reason why we still milk the kitty. I mean, he is. Like Kelly's not gonna quit. What is Kelly gonna be? Retired? Come on, never gonna retire. But any other projects coming up? Or you're basically head down Solento and
no, this one's a lot of fun because now I'm sort of woven more of my interest into it. So I'm just enjoying this and
you're born for this job, to be honest. And now your job is to keep facilitating my alcoholism and just keep having parties because I want to keep making people uncomfortable on stage, please.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to give a shout out to Taylor Steele for always having all of our backs and keeping us together. Like the one nice thing he says, because he doesn't say a lot of nice things about me, especially in magazines and shit. It's crazy. But he says that I bring everyone together, and I couldn't say anything more than that's what you do. You bring.
Thank you.
You've done it over the years with movies and everything, but now you're doing it with your new community that you're growing, and I'm really stoked. I just want us to be able to keep these people around so we can keep milking that kitty.
Exactly. Yeah. I will say, like, I feel like we had an amazing role model with Todd Chesser, who was that guy that kept everybody humble and kept everybody together. Mm-hmm. And I think out of like sort of the learnings from him, me and you both do it in different ways, but that's sort of like where we take enjoyment from keeping everybody tight.
Yeah, I just feel blessed to have the life, and all the memories we've had over 30 years is kind of ridiculous. Like, honestly, it's just insane. I mean, he's caught me jerking off twice. You know what I mean? I mean, that's like a big deal. That's when you know that's exactly when you know how much you fucking love somebody is the amount of times you've got caught jerking off. My brother's caught me twice. I don't even like him, though. But, yeah, everyone's caught me jerking off. But I never caught him, which makes me feel like he doesn't like me. But, yep, that's so we can pretty much end it on that one.
No, I would say, like, on that note, the lessons I've learned over time is just to get my own hotel room. And
it might have been 3 times, actually. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's got me a couple of times. You guys, it's boring on the road, and I get horny a lot. And I don't, I'm not going to ask him for help. But, yeah, anyway, I think it's got a little dark here. But, yeah, I just wanted to have him on the podcast because I want there to be a few people in my life that are frequently on the podcast, and eventually we're going to start doing these like Joe Rogan does fight companions. I want to start doing surf companions.
That'd be good.
And we'll start watching the WSLs and then fuck around, and I'll have you and maybe even one of the goats And I thought my favorite joke of the other night was the greatest surfer in the world here tonight, Kalani Robb. And then seeing Kelly go like this, he looked at Kalani like, you're not the greatest surfer in the world. I am. I've earned this, motherfucker. And then I changed it to best bodyboarder in the world.
Yeah.
Which that's pretty funny. But yeah, Taylor Steele, thanks for the real quick tidbits, if you will. And I can't wait for the next one. Let's do the Surf Companion win. What's the surf event? Pipeline.
Let's do it.
Let's
That'd
do
be
the
fun.
Pipe Masters.
That'd be fun.
Thanks, brother.
All right, thank you.
Ciao, guys.